All right, if you guys would please grab out your Focus on Finance Solving Percent quiz review. All right, up at the very top, you guys have your percent formulas. You've got your percent proportion, part over whole equals percent over 100. You have your percent equation where part is equal to percent times the whole, where do not forget that your percent needs to be written as a decimal. To solve for the whole, it's part over percent. To solve for the percent, so let's go ahead and change this here. To solve for the percent, it's going to be percent is equal to part over whole. Okay, we kind of messed up here, so just mark that out. Reminder, always convert your percent to a decimal when multiplying or dividing. All right, percent increase or change, you need to first find the change between the original and the new, and then set up your proportion. Change over original equals percent over 100, or sometimes I like to call it the difference over the original equals percent over 100. All right, number one. If a computer was originally $540, the value has decreased by 20%. How much did it decrease? So I'm solving for the part. So I'm told that my part is unknown. My total is 540 and my percent is 20%. So I'm going to go ahead and use the equation because I'm solving for part and that's just my preferred method. So I've got part equals percent times the whole. Part is equal to, well, 20% as a decimal is 0.2. I'm going to take my decimal here and move it 2 times to the left, always 2 times. No matter what number you have, it's always 2. Times my total of 540. To get part is equal to, well, let's go ahead over here off to the side, 0.2, 0, 8, 10. And I have 1 decimal point, so I'm going to move it 1 time inside to the left to get $108. That is how much I have decreased. All right. Number 2, there is a stamp collection of 255 stamps. 20% of the stamps are worth more than $50. How many stamps are worth more than 50? So it looks like I'm solving for the part again. So my part is unknown. My total is the 255 stamps. And my percent is 20. So let's go ahead and set up our equation again. Percent times the whole. Part is equal to 0.20 times 255. And let's go ahead and multiply it over here times 0.2. Well, 2 times 5 is 10. Carry the 1. 2 times 5 is 10. Plus 1 more is 11. Carry the 1. 2 times 2 is 4. Plus 1 more is 5. And I have a 1 decimal place. So I'm going to move it inside 1 time to give me that 51 stamps in my collection are worth more than $50. All right. Number 3, Billy scored 9 points in the basketball game. This was 20% of the team's total score. How many points did the team score in all? All right, so I am solving for the whole. So part equal or part, whole, and percent. So my part is 9, my total is X, and my percent is 20. So I'm going to go ahead and set up my proportion, part over whole. Let's go ahead and write it up here. Part over whole equals percent over 100. So I'm going to have 9 over X is equal to 20 over 100. Okay, 9 over X equals 20 over 100. I'm going to use cross multiplication to help me solve for this. So I'm going to do 9 times 100 is 900 is equal to 20 times X, which is 20X. To solve for X, I need to divide both sides by 20. X is going to equal, let's go ahead over here, 20 divided by 900. Okay, well, 20 can't go into 9, but it can go into 90 of 2, 4, 6, 8, 4 times to get me 80. Well, I have 10 left over, bring down the 0. Well, 20 can go into 100 5 times to get me X is equal to 45. So there were a total of 45 points scored by the team. All right, number 4, a daycare increased their prices from $45 to $52 a day. What is the percent increase? All right, so the first thing I need to do is find the change. So it's going to be 52 minus 45. I want to know how much did I increase? And I increased by $7 per day. My original is $45. Okay, so on the front, it's the difference over the original equals percent over 100. So 7 over 45 is equal to percent over 100. Okay. I'm going to use cross multiplication here to get me 7 times 100 is 700 is equal to 45, and that percent is an x. Well, to get x by itself, you're going to divide by 45 on both sides. And I used my calculator to help me. That x is roughly 15.5%. It does not go in there a nice number of times. All right, number 5. Last year, Ken bought a mountain bike for $400. His bike depreciated, so I decreased since he bought it. It is now worth $320. What percent decrease did it go? All right, so the change is going to be 400 minus 320. And I see that I depreciated by $80. The original was 400. So I'm going to have 80 over 400 is equal to x over 100. Okay. I see that I go from 400 to 100, and I divide it by 4. So I'm going to do the same thing to the top. So 4 divided by 80. So that's what? 2, 8, and then 0, 0. So 20. So I decreased. This is a decrease by 20%. Decreased by 20%. All right, number 6, 10% of the store's inventory is on back order. If they're supposed to have an inventory of 1,000 bikes, how many bikes are on back order? So I'm solving for the part again. So part equal part percent and whole. So the part is unknown, the percent is 10, and the total is 1,000. So part equals percent times the whole. Part is equal to 0.1 times 1,000. Part is equal to, well, let's do 1,000 times 0.1. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 1 is 1. I have one decimal place, so I'm going to go 1 time to the left to see that there are 100 bikes on back order. 100 bikes on back order. All right. Number 7, a company spends $2,600 in monthly budget, which is 13% of their budget. Write a proportion that can be used to calculate the company's total monthly budget. All right, so it looks like all I'm doing is just writing my proportion. So part, whole, and percent. Well, I know that the percent is 13. I spend 2,000 of my monthly budget. So 2,600 is my part. I want to know my total monthly budget. So in order to write a proportion, part over whole equals percent over 100. You should write 2,600 over x is equal to 13 over 100. All right, number 8, a $200 digital camera Ann purchased was on sale for 15% off. What amount did Ann get off the price? So what is my part is unknown. My total was the original 200, and your percent is the 15. So part equals percent times the whole. Part equals 0.15 times 200. And let's go over here. So 200 times 0.15. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 2 is 10. All right, done with the 5 placeholder. 1 times 0 is 0, and 1 times 2 is 2. Going to add all these up. 0, 0, 0, and 3. I have 2 decimal places, so I'm going to go 2 times to the left to get $30 came off the camera. All right, number 9, the restaurant bill was $74.50. I'm going to leave a 20% tip. How much will the 20% tip be? So what is my part? How much am I leaving in tip? Now, remember, always, 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 your tip amount is going to be your part, no matter what, okay? All right, so part is equal to percent times the whole. Part is equal to 0.2 times 74.50. Part is equal to, well, let's go over here and see, 74.50 times 0.2. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 5 is 10. Carry the 1. 2 times 4 is 8. Plus 1 more is 9. 2 times 7 is 14. And then I have 2 here, or 2 here, 1 here. I have 3 in all, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. And it looks like that I am leaving a $14.90 tip. $14.90 tip. All right, Number 10, a baseball monthly sells for $50. They're on sale for 10% off. What is the discount of the baseball? So part, that's what I'm told I'm finding. The total is how much my baseball is originally worth, and I see that it is 10% off. So part equals percent times the whole. Part is equal to 0.1 times 50. Well, 50 times 0.1, 1 times 0 is 0, 1 times 5 is 5. I have one decimal place, so I'm going to move it to the left one time to see that my part is $5 came off my baseball. All right, number 10. There we go, I think that's better. Not number 10, number 11. All right, the recommended daily allowance of fat is 65 grams. One serving of oatmeal contains 3 grams of fat. Write a proportion that can be used to solve or used to calculate the percent of the daily recommended allowance. So all I need to do is just write my proportion. So part, whole, and percent. So I know the daily amount is 65. I'm having oatmeal, which is 3 grams of fat, and I don't know the percent because that's what I'm told to find. So remember, it's part over whole equals percent over 100. So 3 over 65 is equal to X over 100. All right, number 12. Jeans are on sale for 80% off the original price of $60. What is the sale price? I'm solving for the part. Yeah. All right. Part is unknown. My total is the amount of the jeans, 60, and the percent is 80%. All right, so part equals percent times the whole. Part equals 0.8 times 60. Let's do 60 times 0.8. Well, 8 times 0 is 0. 8 times 6, 6 times 8 is 48. Got my little rhyme here. Move my decimal one place to the left because I have one decimal place to get $48. I think, hang on, what is the sale price? That's how much is coming off. Let's go ahead and do this. So 60 minus 48, because I know that it's going to be 80% off. So let's go ahead and just solve the rest of this. 2, 1. So you are paying $12 because $48 is coming off. All right. A computer is normally $500, but it's discounted to $350. What is the percent of the original price does Mark pay? Okay, so what percent of the original does he pay? So I'm solving for the percent. So part is how much I'm paying now. The total is how much was it originally, and I'm solving for the percent. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and use my proportion of 350. So part over whole equals percent over 100. I go from 500 to 100, and I divide by 5, and I'm going to do the same thing to the top. So 350 divided by 5. Well, 5 can't go into 3, but it can go into 35 7 times. Nothing left over. Bring down the 0. 5 can go into 0 times to see that I am paying 70% of the original price of the computer. Okay? All right. A sweater is on sale for 75% off the original price. How much will you save on a sweater priced at $44? Solving for the part. All right, so part is unknown, whole is 44, and percent is 75. How much will you save? Yep. Part equals percent times the whole. Part is equal to 0.75 times 44. 44 times 0.75. 5 times 4 is 20. Carry the 2. 5 times 4 is 20. Plus 2 more is 22. Done with the 5 placeholder. 7 times 4 is 28. Carry the 2. 7 times 4 is 28. Plus 2 more is 30. Add these numbers up. 0, 8 plus 2 is 10. 2 plus 1 is 3. Bring down the 3. I have 2 decimal places here, so I'm going to move my decimal place 2 times to the left to get that $33 is coming off the price of my sweater. $33 is coming off the price of your sweater. All right. Number 15. Bernie got 24 out of 40 math problems correct on the test. What percent did he get correct? So I'm solving for the percent. So part is 24. My total, my whole is 40, and my percent is unknown. Let's go ahead and use our part over whole is equal to percent over 100. Now, I know that 40 can't go into 100, okay, but I am going to simplify. I'm going to divide both top and bottom by 2. Half of 24 is 12. Half of 40 is 20, because look, 20 can go into 100 times 5, and I'm going to do the same thing to the top. So 12 times 5, 5 times 2 is 10, carry the 1, 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 more is 6. He got 60% of the questions correct on his test. So he made a 60. Kind of sad. Number 16, a menu has 30% vegetarian option. If there are a total of 70 options on the menu, how many options are vegetarian? So I'm going to solve for the part. So my part is unknown, my whole is 70, and my percent is 30. So I'm going to have part is equal to percent times the whole. Part is equal to 0.3 times 70. So 70 times 0.3. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 7 is 21. I have one decimal place. I'm going to move it to the left one time to see, oh, not money. There are 21 options, not $21, 21 options for number 16 for vegetarian options. All right, number 17, an outdoor adventure clothing company. All items are marked up to maximize profit. Life preservations cost $25 to buy from the manufacturer. They sell for $35. What is the percent increase on the life preserve? So I need to find the percent of increase. So change is 35 minus 25, which is $10. The original is 25. So I'm going to have 10 over 25 is equal to X over 100. I know that 25 can go into 100 4 times by 4 quarters. So I'm going to multiply by 4 on the top. Well, 10 times 4 is 40. There's a 40% increase. All right, number 18, Allison bought a video for $39, which is 65% of the original price. What is the original price? So it looks like I am solving for the whole. So the whole is unknown. The percent is 65%. Okay. Part over whole, so I'm going to have 39 over W is equal to 65 over 100. Okay. I can divide both 65 and 100 by 5. Well, 65 divided by 5 is 13. 100 divided by 5 is 20. And I know that 13 can go into, let's see, 13, 26, 39. 13 go into 39 3 times. Going to multiply by 3 on the bottom to get my total is $60. It was originally $60. All right, number 19. One serving of peanut butter contains 400 calories. What percent of a 2,000 calorie diet contains one serving of peanut butter? All right, so I know that I have 400 calories of peanut butter. My entire calorie diet is 2,000. What is my percent? All right, so I'm going to have 400 over 2,000 is equal to X over 100. Well, I know that going from 2,000 to 100, I need to divide by 20. Or actually, let me teach you my trick. My tens trick, sorry. If you have a 0 at the very end on the top and bottom, you can mark out the number of zeros that you have, which is the same thing as dividing by 10. To get this to look as 4 over 20 equals X over 100. That's much easier to know because 20 times 5 we know can get me to 100, and I'm going to multiply by 5 on the top to have 5 times 4, which is a 20% of your total diet. Number 20, 45% of the middle schools have a horse as a mascot. If there are 420 middle schools, how many have a mascot of a horse? So part is unknown, total is 420, and the percent is 45. So part is equal to percent times the whole. Part is equal to 0.45 times 420. So I'm going to have 420 times 0.45. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 1 more is 21. Done with the 5, placeholder. 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 4 is 16. add these up together. 9, 6 plus 2 is 8, and then 1. I have 2 decimal places total. To see there are 189 middle schools with a horse as a mascot. And then number 21, a business budget went from $600 a month to $480 a month. What percent did they decrease? So I need to find my percent of change. So 600 minus 480. Well, let's see, 480 plus 100, so 120. The original is 600. So I'm going to have, 600, hang on. Minus 480. 5, 10, 0, 2, 1. Yep, okay. So I'm going to have a 120 over 600 is equal to x over 100. I'm going to divide by 6. What I do on bottom, I must do on top. 6 can go into 120. Well, 6 can go into 2 12 times. 0, bring down the 0, can go into 0. To have a 20% decrease. 20% decrease. If you guys have any questions, please let us know.